if you're anything like me, you've always been this like little skinny kid. And one of the reasons, at least for me, is that I have never been able to relate to cope eating. I've had like one period of my life where I've actually cope eaten anything like when where I've actually cope eaten, but for most of my life, it's literally been that I would do the opposite. Whenever I felt bad, I would cope by simply just not eating much. Like I wouldn't be able to force myself to eat anything. Mm. But then I started going to the gym, and all of a sudden, gaining a bit of weight seemed like a very reasonable idea, because I was like this point when I started going to the gym, I must have been like 175 or something, tall and weighing under 50 kg, so very skinny. And so I specifically went and I learned a disciplined approach to gaining weight, so that I could put on more muscle, and that is what I'm going to share with you today. And I gained 15 kilos of muscle over the course of like 1.5 to 2 years. I gained like 15 kilos of muscle, which is like 33 pounds, while maintaining a six pack. If you stick around for this video and if you listen, if you take it in, I'll share the thing that I use to get there so that you can do it too. So that you can do it too. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Let's go back 2 years. I'm at my boarding school in Denmark, and I'm in the gym, and I've just started going to the gym, not because I actually want to, but because I've broken my knee and I need to rehab it. The knee story is like for a different time. And I'm doing all these weird exercises, like having like a rubber band around my legs and then like walking like this and stuff to train up the small muscles to work again, because my leg had completely atrophied. I was already small and now I'm even smaller because I don't have any appetite, because I can't fucking move, because I can't use my left leg at all, and it's just completely atrophied to the point where it's literally just a bone. And I'm at the gym, and there's this guy I keep meeting there who I have a few other classes with. It's Lucas, and he's this much cooler guy than me. You can picture the type. The type, he's really like nice, has really nice hair, and he has this aesthetic, nice, well defined physique. He's a lot bigger than I am, even though I was older than him. And we kept having these awkward interactions where whenever he was leaving the gym, he would go have a nice workout. And before I realized that he was leaving, I would go, "Thanks, you too." Then I realized, okay, maybe not. That kept happening until at some point he asked me if I wanted to join one of his workouts. And being sick and tired of doing like the the stupid rubber band exercises, I said, "Yeah, yeah." And then we fast forward to that workout, and we're standing in front of the bench press. I've never bench pressed before, except like struggling to move like 30 kg, so I'm pretty nervous about this, especially because he can lift a lot more than I can. And we had to wait to the bar. I don't remember how much, probably not a lot. And I go down, like I do the reps, and then when I feel I'm done, I'm trying to put it back on the rack, but he stops me. One more. I think, okay, and I force out one more, and it's pretty tough, but I get it up. He goes, "One more," and I take it down, and I like inch by inch. Never used inch before. Inch by inch, I managed to move it up, like just manage. And now I want to put it on the rack, but he stops me again. One more. And I'm thinking like, one more, dude. I can't. But he makes me do it, and I go. It goes down all right. But when I'm trying to push it back up again, I get stuck, and I get to struggle there for like a solid 5 seconds, and then he comes like the little the fucker, with one finger, and helps me. And he barely helps me at all. I still get to do like 99% of the work, and I just managed to force it up, and then he lets me rack it. That was the first time that I went past failure in the gym. And we ended up being like getting to know each other pretty well, and we ended up becoming friends because we went to the gym. We became gym bros together, and for the remainder of my time at that school, we worked out pretty much every weekday. Okay, so that was the beginning of my story of actually doing working out. But what techniques did I do? Like now it's time for the lesson. So first off, dieting. How did I get over this thing of like eating, not wanting to eat at all enough? What we want to go on is called a bulk. You probably know what a bulk is. It's basically that you eat more calories than what you burn throughout the day. And this was the challenge for me, eating more calories than I burn throughout the day. And that is always a challenge for me. It's such a disciplined behavior that it's not something I can sustain. Right now I'm pretty much maintaining, but starting in April I'm going back on hopefully the most successful bulk I've ever done and gain like a bunch of muscle. But right now I'm just basically maintaining because I want to focus on this on YouTube. But we want to bulk, and that requires a very systematic approach. And literally, if you went and looked at my calendar, you would see how autistically planned out every single day I have is. I literally have my morning routine. So first off, I work out, I exercise, and then I go shower, and after that I go record the video, and after that I go and eat breakfast, and then I go to the bus, and then I go to school. Like it's literally like that all the way down for every single day. And my meals are in there too. And that just means that I don't skip meals. I don't. And then just over time you learn to like make some pretty nice meals and to reach a calorie surplus by simply making sure that you don't forget meals, because I have tried to simply forget eating for like a day and realize this was when I was playing video games, like when I was deeply addicted to video games. I could literally just wake up, play video games, and then when my dad was calling me in for dinner, I was like, oh yeah, I just completely forgotten eating, and that's something that I can apparently do. So having it in the calendar and like autistically going through it like that is what's worked for me. That's one of the techniques. Then, bulking. A lot of people take that and they go, "Okay, I'm just gonna eat like a fucking cake and the like ice cream and stuff." What we want to do is not a dirty bulk, which is when you just eat anything. We want to do what's called a clean bulk, and there's so many different diets and it can be so confusing about what you're supposed to be doing. But here's my advice: the most basic advice, the first thing you should implement, no matter what diet you decide to go on, you should start by stopping, by with stopping to eat, with not eating stuff that isn't food. This means fucking like candy like cakes, fucking like chips, crisps, whatever. You should stop eating stuff that isn't food. You should stop eating McDonald's. I've never met a person who only exclusively eats real food. So even stuff that's like bad for you, which is like eating a lot of meat or eating like a ton of eggs and eating like a bunch of carbs and like stuff like that. I have never met somebody who exclusively eats real food who does not have a six pack. I have not met the person. So what we want to do first off is just exclude. Not We should exclude not real food. This was the thing that I did. I did this like 1.5 years ago when I heard Hamza say something about Jeffrey starts his day in the most terrible ways. He jerks off, and then after that he like scrolls on TikTok, and then after that he starts his day off by eating 30 grams of sugar. 30 grams. And that I never had really a relationship to sugar before because you should eat like everything in moderation, right? No, fuck moderation. And after I watched that, I was offered a Coke for dinner because it was weekend and we do that in my family. And I said yes because I usually say yes. But then I got curious because that number 30 grams was still in my mind. So I turn around the bottle, like no, like the can of Coke. I look at it and there's 33 grams per 100 milliliters of Coke, and there's 330 milliliters. There's like 100 grams of sugar in that. I might be getting it wrong. Either that or there's like at least 33 grams. I might be getting that number wrong, but so I said no to that. I was like, no, I'd prefer a sparkling water. So I went and did that, and then like my tolerance for non-real food just went down and down and down. That's how I did it. Okay. And so what we want to do is a clean bulk. Because people like to think that like all macros are the same. Macros are fat, carbs, and protein. And people like to think that all the macros are the same, but imagine eating 100 grams of carbs from ice cream or rice. It's the same macros. It's like very similar macros at least. And try to imagine one version. We have like fucker version of like dumb version of me. We have me over like younger me over here, and then we have Leo. We have this guy who eats 100 grams of carbs through rice, and then we have like younger me who ate 100 grams of carbs through ice cream. Who do you think gained more weight? Who do you think gained more muscle? Who do you think gained more fat? Because the calories are the exact same. Yeah, screw that. It's not just about that. It's not that simple. Simple. If you don't eat real food, your body will not be capable of building itself up correctly. It is not meant. Your body is not meant to have like a big belly, like a beer belly. That's not something that's meant to happen. That's a glitch because we are treating our bodies like shit. If you just look at macros, we did this for a school project once. If you just looked at how many the macro split of McDonald's burger, it would actually be considered healthy by the World Health Organization. If you just looked at the macros, the only unhealthy thing, according to the World Health Organization, is that there's too much salt in a McDonald's burger. That is not why it's unhealthy. That is probably the only reason that it's not unhealthy actually, because most people don't get enough salt. Salt, it's a myth. It's a myth that people are getting like eating too much salt. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna try to blitz through my workout routine because this video is getting pretty long. But basically, what you want to do is what I did, which is working out with bodybuilding style. You want to do bodybuilding in the gym. Basically, there's like different styles like bodybuilding and powerlifting and calisthenics where you basically use body weight. What we want is bodybuilding because this is where the most muscle is gained the fastest. And this means we want to be working in the rep range, which is how many reps we do per set of exercise. We want to be working either 8 to 12 or 10 to 15. And I've never understood these concepts, so 8 to 12, what I mean when I say that is You start by doing 8 reps in your first workout. Imagine you show up to the gym and you've got bench press, and then you put on like the amount of weight that you think you can do. Then you do 8 reps of it, and you do that for 3 sets. You don't change anything this time. Then you're pretty sore and like then you're ready. You go home. The next time you show up to the gym and do bench press again, you're gonna put the same amount of weight on. Then you're gonna do 9 reps, and then you're gonna continue doing that cycle until you reach 12. Once you've done 12, then you're gonna go and put like a small amount of weight on the bar, like 2.5 kilos or 5 pounds, something like that. And then you're going to go back down to 8 repetitions and start over. And that's the cycle to gaining muscle. And the same logic applies to the 10 to 15. It's just preference pretty much. Just to vary it a bit. Yeah. And then in terms of what muscles we want to train, we want to kind of imagine the most attractive body shape for a guy. Let me see if I can go back far enough and like yell at you. So from your hips to your shoulders, we want to create this like V shape. This V shape in our body. Meaning we want to train the muscles to grow like bigger and bigger up here. So the approach to this is you need to train lats, shoulders, chest, and arms, and neck. Those are like the big, really important muscles for building an aesthetic body. Then of course everything else, but with a focus on those, you're going to build the most aesthetic body. Even when wearing clothes, just building the most aesthetic body shape. Which is awesome, so yeah. And then you also want to like work abs because and work out legs because you don't want to skip legs. And yeah. So just on a final note, for most of my working out career, I have been going to the gym, but I'm not currently because I want to focus on this, and the gym was just too big a time investment right now. But starting in April, I'm going back to the gym. I'm going to be making much more fitness related content. So if you want this video to blow up, and if you want to help me out, to help me understand what you guys want, then please leave a comment. Leave a comment with what kind of videos you want to see, and I will consider making them, because I have a lot of ideas, and I'm gonna be really dedicated to the gym soon. So I really think this could be great. Thank you for watching.